Hello, kitties. Are you ready for some free Polkadot candy? Polkadot, launched by Gavin Wood. If you don't know who Gavin Wood is, he was Ethereum founder and free trust technologist. And here's an article. These will be in the description below. You can find links. But most recently, I have written the Polkadot paper, a proposal for a heterogeneous, scalable multi-chain, the first of its kind. So, Polkadot launch roadmap. So we're gonna talk today about parachains and bridges, parathreads, and some stuff like that. Okay, so this is gonna be more of a parachain ecosystem sort of thing. Okay, so Web3 Foundation with the launch of Polkadot is a proof of authority. Tokens from the Ethereum contract, stake tokens, and then we had the NPOS governance, enable balance transfers, current phase Parachain rollout. Before being enabled by Polkadot's network governance, parachains will be tested and optimized both on Parachain testnets and on Kusama. Once the code has been fully tested, audited, and benchmarked, and parachains are running smoothly on Kusama, Polkadot's governance can enable parachains and begin parachain slot lease auctions. Parachain slots will be auctioned one by one, with each auction lasting about 2 weeks. Once the code has been fully tested, audited, and benchmarked, and parachains are running smoothly on Kusama, Polkadot governance can enable parachains and begin parachain slot lease auctions. Parachain slots will be auctioned one by one. Okay. So with parachains live on Polkadot, the network launch will officially be complete. How the network evolves from its initial vision and design will be up to the network on-chain governance community. And then we have future upgrades here. So the architecture, the relay chain is the central chain of Polkadot. All validators of Polkadot are staked on the relay chain in dot and validate for the relay chain. The relay chain is composed of a relatively small number of transaction types that include ways to interact with governance mechanism, parachain auctions, and participating NPOS. The relay chain has deliberately minimal functionality. For instance, smart contracts are not supported. So parachains and parathread slots. Polkadot can support a number of execution slots. These slots are like cores on a computer's processor. Each of these can run one process at a time. Polkadot allots these slots using two subscription models, parachains and parathreads. Parachains have a dedicated slot or core for the chain and are like a process that runs constantly. Parathreads share slots amongst a group and are thus more like processes that need to be woken up and run less frequently. And there's some more on here about shared security, the roles as validators, collators, and nominators, and then a video right here. So the Polkadot launch of the Parachain rollout. Current stage test rollout. Parachain functionality will roll out first for testing and bug fixing on Parachain testnets like Rococo. Once we're confident the code is ready, we'll open registration for Parachain teams to test their own chains, including interaction with other chains via XCMP Lite. Once we've developed and tested the final elements of core functionality for Parachains and Cumulus approved voting, distribution, availability, recovery, and disputes, the Polkadot codebase will officially be. So if you're looking, here's, let's see. Cumulus is an extension to Substrate that makes it easy to make any Substrate built runtime into a Polkadot compatible parachain. Cumulus Consensus is a consensus engine for Substrate that follows a Polkadot relay chain, i.e. parachains. This will run Polkadot node internally and dictate to the client and synchronization algorithms which chain to follow, finalize, and treat as correct. What's next? Kusama rollout and slot auctions. As a live network and real economic incentives, Kusama will serve as an additional proving ground for parachains, allowing the community to observe network effects and conduct further testing and optimizations. Kusama governance will first vote to enable parachain functionality via runtime upgrade. After that, it can vote to begin slot auctions and to add common good parachains. The parachain slot auctions Slot leases will be allocated via non-permissioned candle auctions. After the first auction on Kusama, there will be a new auction taking place every 2 weeks. After each auction, the winning parachain will be developed to the network at the beginning of the lease period. Auctions will continue from here on a rolling basis as more slots become available and previous leases expire. Polkadot rollout and slot auctions. Polkadot governance will first vote to enable parachain functionality via runtime upgrade. And then parachain slot leases will be allocated via same as what we just read right here. So here is the Polkadot community, Twitter, mailing list, stuff like that. Discord if you're curious. Again, all these links will be below. If you find value in this, like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Some of this stuff is time sensitive. So Polkadot Weekly News, February 8th, 2021. Tokens and parachains. The Akala launches the Akala EVM for DeFi on Polkadot. Ethereum compatibility with unlimited substrate functionality. Darwinia mainnet transfer is now live. Zenlink and Darwinia reach a strategic partnership to collaboratively expand cross-chain asset transactions. BiFi integrates Chainlink price feeds into its multi-chain DeFi platform. Crust decentralized storage market technology internally testing has started. Come and store your files. And then a recap of Rio DeFi's live stream, Kilt's pass to Parachain, Paralink network announcements, Reef finance partners with Paralink, and RockX will add EQ. Reef finance partners with Paralink to integrate its multiple chain Oracle solutions. Reef Finance is a cross-chain DeFi operating system operating its users a smart liquidity aggregator and AI-driven yield engine. Paralink is a real-world data ingress for cross-chain applications. Reef is collaborating with Paralink to utilize its Oracle platform and flexible nodes. The partnership will allow Reef to use Paralink's oracles for real-time price data and include Paralink token, Para, in Reef baskets. Importance of Paralink's integration with Reef. Reef Finance enables trading with access to liquidity from both centralized and decentralized exchanges while offering smart lending, borrowing, staking, mining through AI-driven personalized Reef yield engines. However, for the proper functioning of the platform, it is vital for accurate data feeds of cryptocurrencies to be reflected on the Reef smart contracts. Thus, Paralink collects, validates, aggregates, and interpolates real-world data assets and feeds them into smart contracts on Ethereum and Polkadot. Applications that require the highest degree of security can use Paralink on-chain consensus algorithm running on Polkadot substrate. This makes coordination much cheaper than performing the same computation on Ethereum. And here are some features of the partnership, and then a little bit more about Paralink. And Paralink Network offers a multi-chain Oracle solution for DeFi and other blockchain applications. It provides accurate and real-time data. A parachain with Oracle quorums for Polkadot. It provides a reliable and trustworthy data source to other parachains, such as real-time price feeds for decentralized markets. About Reef. Reef is the first cross-chain DeFi operating system built on Polkadot. With a seamless user interface, Reef offers its users a smart liquidity aggregator and yield engine that enables trading with access to liquidity from both centralized and decentralized exchanges, and it offers smart lending, borrowing, staking, mining through AI-driven personality Reef yield engine. We covered that. Okay, so Polkadot is about to expand incredibly, and it's like the early stages of Ethereum almost, is what it kind of feels like. Anyway, let's continue. So RockX will add EQ support to its staking platform. Equilibrium's newest partner is RockX, who is also one of its earlier investors. RockX has previously delivered grants to Oasis and Algorand. It is a crypto platform that lets users diversify their digital asset holdings and gain exposure to others in one unified interface. It runs a $20 million investment fund specifically for Polkadot-based projects. It will be adding its support for our EQ token in its staking platform. Digital assets are the world's fastest growing asset class, and RockX staking platform supports this growth. From the advent of Bitcoin in 2009, the overall cryptocurrency space has grown from just one to more than 6,000 now. Bitcoin market cap is a useful analog for the public's overall interest in cryptocurrency technology. RockX is not only working to make digital assets more accessible and intuitive, but to expand their scope at the same time. Every currency, asset, supply chain, and even reward point has the potential to be tokenized on the blockchain. So then let's go Kilt. Kilt's path to a parachain. Here's a quick update on Kilt. Kilt's plans for the next few months. Why does Kilt need a parachain? The opportunity to launch on Kusama and iterate with other fast-moving Polkadot projects is very attractive. A Kusama parachain could provide core functionality for Kilt, including the ability to finalize blocks in the secure network, even while Kilt is backed by a relatively small collator network. This provides extra security to the Kilt blockchain. Kilt would be able to provide the decentralized identifiers and verifiable credentials through the relay chain to other parachain projects inside the ecosystem, and this would provide enormous network effects for the Kilt blockchain. Kilt would soon be able to utilize functionality from other parachains, such as smart contract systems and oracles. We aim to go live with Kusama Parachain as soon as possible because many ecosystem projects intend to use Kilt functionality, and we want to provide this at the earliest possible time. So what's scheduled next? Kilt secures Parachain slot on Rococo, 29 January 2021. Parity team launches Kusama Parachain auction timeline. Kilt wins auction to secure Parachain slot on Kusama. Kilt implements mainnet POS migration and governance. Polymech upgraded version launches. Here is a blow up of the timeline. We can see launch SpiritNet mainnet on Kusama, subject to securing the Parachain launch Kilt Parachain on Rococo testnet, including full Kilt 1.0 functionality test being a collator. And then Kilt Parachain Curve Finance coming to Equilibrium's Polkadot Parachain. This was in February 9th, 2021. Decentralized finance exchange platform Curve Finance will soon be implemented on Equilibrium's Polkadot Parachain. Equilibrium, a Polkadot-based DeFi project previously known for its EOS presence, is partnering with Curve Finance to bring the latter's automated market maker platform Curve to the Polkadot ecosystem, according to an announcement issued on Monday. The plan involves integrating a substrate-based version of Curve on Equilibrium's Polkadot Parachain and is supported by the Web3 Foundation's Open Grant Program. Despite the initial liquidity limitation, Curve's market-making algorithms will reportedly be able to minimize slippage risks usually associated with trading tokenized versions of the same coin. And you can go through. There's more. These links will be below. We have a little bit more to go through, though. All right, so introducing Rococo, Polkadot's Parachain testnet. And this was in August of last year. So the Rococo Parachain developers can register a substrate-based chain as a parachain and message the relay chain, write logic for parachains to send messages to other parachains through the relay chain. Rococo is designed strictly for testing parachain functionality. We also intend for Rococo to be a testbed for developing the cross-consensus message XCM format and are looking forward to gathering feedback from our community of parachain builders. Rococo will launch as a proof of authority network with pseudo key controlled by the parachain development leads at Parity Technologies. Rococo will include 3 parachains that support sending messages to relay chain and messages between each other through the relay chain. And Rococo will be reset multiple times to follow recent versions and mainnet stability. If you want to read more about Rococo and the map, you can stuff right here. Building parachains on Rococo. Rococo is a Polkadot testnet. We talked about that. So you can use, you can see the list of included parachains here, a list of proposed parachains here. Let's see. So the first one, you can see the Rococo testnet, parachains, counts network, so on. This has 100, 110, 120. All right. And then this it will go in more depth about Rococo and what Rococo does. So if you want to check this out, the link is below. Okay, a parachain. A parachain is an application-specific data structure that is globally coherent and validatable by the validators of the Polkadot relay chain. Most commonly, a parachain will take the form of a blockchain, but there is no specific need for them to be actual blockchains. They take their name from the concept of a parallelized chains that run parallel to the relay chain. Due to their parallel nature, they are able to parallelize transaction processing and achieve scalability of the Polkadot system. They share in the security of the entire Polkadot network and can communicate with other parachains through the XCMP. Parachains are maintained by a network maintainer known as a collator. The role of the collator node is to maintain a full node of the parachain, retain all necessary information of the parachain, and produce new block candidates to pass to the relay chain validator for verification, and include the shared state of Polkadot. The incentivization of collator nodes is an implementation detail of the parachain. And here's a little bit more about parachain economies, parachain slot acquisitions, slot expert. If when a parachain wins an auction, the dot that it bid gets reserved until the end of the lease. Reserve balances are not transferable and cannot be used for staking. At the end of the lease, the dot is unreserved. Parachains that have not secured a new lease to extend their slot will automatically become parathreads. So, a parathread. Parathreads are an idea for parachains to temporarily participate on a block or by block basis in Polkadot security without needing to lease a dedicated parachain slot. This is done through economically sharing the scarce resource of a parachain slot among a number of competing resources. Those would be the parathreads. Chains that otherwise would not be able to acquire a full parachain slot or do not find it economically sensible to do so are unable to participate in Polkadot's shared security, albeit with an associated fee per executed block. And then, according to this talk in Chengdu, the original idea, anyway, here's the origin, and then, and we talked a little bit about a parachain versus a parathread, but here's more in detail of parathreads and the parachain slot swaps. Bridges. A cornerstone technology of blockchain interoperability is the blockchain bridge. Blockchain bridges are ways for two economically sovereign and technologically diverse chains to communicate with each other, like Bitcoin to Polkadot. Bridges design come in a variety of flavors, ranging from centralized and trusted to more decentralized and trustless. Polkadot favors the latter bridge designs for its ecosystem. However, there is nothing that blocks a development team from building and deploying the former. So there are bridge modules and bridge contracts. A bridge module are possibly system-level or community-developed parachains that serve a distinct purpose as consensus adapters to external chains. Bridge contracts, similar to bridge modules, however, they exist on specific parachains that support smart contracts. And here's a little bit more detail on bridge modules, bridge contracts, and then here's a Bitcoin bridge, right? So like, I think ChainX would be a Bitcoin bridge, where they're using the PCX and XBTC. Anyway, we'll talk about stuff like that later. The interlay team, let's see, here we go. So a Bitcoin bridge has written a specification on the Bitcoin bridge that, here we go, Xclaim design paper. The protocol enables a two-way bridge between Polkadot and Bitcoin. It allows holders of BTC to teleport their assets to Polkadot as Polka BTC, and holders of Polka BTC to burn their assets for BTC on the Bitcoin chain. The Bitcoin bridge, as documented, the specification is composed of two logically different components: the Xclaim and the BTC component that maintains all accounts that own Polka BTC, and the BTC relay that is responsible for verifying Bitcoin state when new transaction is submitted. An Ethereum bridge, and then bridge validators, smart contracts. I'm not going to read all that too, and I didn't talk about Xclaim either, but parachain slot auctions. For a parachain to be added to Polkadot, it must inhabit one of the available parachain slots. A parachain slot is a scarce resource, and people are going to scratch their eyes out to get them on Polkadot, and only a limited number will be available. As parachains ramp up, There may be only a few slots that are unlocked every few months. The goal is to eventually have 100 parachain slots available on Polkadot. These will be split between parachains and parathread pools. We talked about those. So if a parachain wants to have a guaranteed block inclusion at every relay chain block, it must acquire a parachain slot. The parachain slot of Polkadot will be sold according to the unpermissioned candle auction. And then here's the mechanics of a candle auction and the rationale behind Polkadot implementation, how bidding works, some examples, and then a bunch of frequently asked questions if you want to know more. Also, this Polkadot wiki can answer probably a lot of the questions you may or may not have. Again, if you find value in this content and the research and the time that we put into this, free way to support the channel is to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, tell your friends. Parachain crowd loans, if you want to know more here. All right. What is the difference between Polkadot and Kusama? Although they may share many parts of their code, Polkadot and Kusama are independent standalone networks with different priorities. Kusama is the wild and fast, great for bold experimentation and early stage deployment. It is the canary network. Polkadot is more conservative, proprietary. It is the established network. All right, so Polkadot. High stability, high security, more conservative governance and upgrades, high validator rewards. Its use cases: enterprise, business to business, financial applications, high value applications requiring bank-like security, stability, and robustness. Upgrade path for early stage applications. Kusama is low barriers to entry for parachain development, low bond requirements for validators and parachains, low slashing penalties, fast iteration, latest technology, and then the cases are early stage startup networks, experimentation, new ideas, applications that don't yet require bank-like securities and robustness, and pre-production environment for the Polkadot. So you test on Kusama before you get on Polkadot. Here's the Kusama network homepage, and then announcing the Kusama Canary Network. So risk and danger, introducing Polkadot's wild cousin, its canary in the coal mine, the Kusama Network. Kusama is an early, unaudited, and unrefined release of Polkadot. It's their canary net, and there's quite a bit of information in here. This is from Dr. Gavin Wood. Polkadot forecast 2021 to 2025. And this was on January 16th. And what I really want to get down to on here, there's some advantages in the interoperability and some stuff that we've already talked about. But here's some previous and price forecasts. So Coinpedia, they have it $35 to $42, 26. And if you want to see some other, $40. Polkadot already has a firm place in the crypto world due to its special concept. The project enables the connection of external blockchains to its own relay chain through its interoperable approach. In August 2020, the native DOT token conquered this world's trading venues and recorded rapid price gains. A new all-time high is characterized, especially in the transition of 2021 is going to be a really, really good year for Polkadot and Polkadot ecosystem projects. Anyway, if you want to read this, again, all these links will be below. And hopefully now you have a little bit better understanding of the Parachain network. There are these videos you can go back and watch. And like, subscribe. We will see you soon. And hopefully everyone is crushing it on their investments. Cheers.